We had Care Bears, we had Caillou, we had, oh my gosh, Inspector Gadget. I think at one point that Nelvana had the most shows in the 90s on US TV, like the most cartoons. B from Cosplay Alliance here with Clive Smith. Now, Clive is actually responsible for a lot of the wonderful moments of my childhood, including rock and roll. So, Clive, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and explain what you do?
Yeah, I directed Rock and Roll, and it was an amazing project for us at Nelvana. We started it in the late 70s, like 1978, and it was released in 1983. To a very, very small audience, unfortunately. But it was for the studio, it was one of our really big moments. It was the first fully animated feature that we did. And we learned a lot doing it, I can tell you. We had done short films before that. We did A Cosmic Christmas, which was very popular on TV, and The Devil and Daniel Mouse, and several other short films. So at the time we finished doing those, it was ready to do. We were ready to launch ourselves into the world of feature films, and Rock and Roll was the result of that.
Now, why don't you explain Rock and Roll to our audience who maybe hasn't seen it? Because it was a very ambitious project with some amazing names on it, including one of my favorite artists, Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop was one of the recording artists. We had Debbie Harry and Chris Stein from Blondie. They were with us. Earth, Wind and Fire did tracks, and Cheap Trick was one of the characters, one of the music for one of the characters. So the way we did it, we kind of cast musical talent to certain characters. So let me explain what Rock and Roll is. Rock and Roll is the story of a young rock and roll band. Angel is the lead singer, and Omar is the lead guitar player, and they have a kind of a romantic relationship. And then Mock is a kind of a hero who has come across rough times and is not very popular anymore, and he's trying to make a comeback. So his arc of the story is stealing Angel for his big comeback. That's the kind of the story. So for Mock, Lou Reed did the music for the vocals, and Cheap Trick did Omar's voice, and Debbie Harry did Angel. Earth, Wind and Fire came in and did a wonderful sequence, a dance sequence in a crazy sequence that was a dance hall, a dance club that was anti-gravity. So everybody is floating around. We built the studio in a sense from about 200 people to about 400 or 500 people during that time. And different animators grew up on Rock and Roll, honed their skills on the animation. It was really quite a breakthrough. And one of the things about it is that the quality of the animation was higher than really anything else that was happening in the city at that time. And it helped build the studio. It helped build our reputation as a really good, high-quality animation house.
And Nelvana really was. A lot of our favorite shows from childhood were from Nelvana. We had Care Bears, we had Caillou, we had, oh my gosh, Inspector Gadget. I think at one point I read that Nelvana had the most shows in the 90s on US TV, like the most cartoons.
We did. We made a lot of shows. We grew very quickly, and we were very popular. We managed to have a lot of shows happening at the same time.
And you were one of the animators originally, right?
I was when Nelvana started, I was the animator. I was the one of the three of us who actually did animation. So I was the original animator and designer. But of course, as we grew, we introduced new talent. You know, we got more animators, we got designers, a lot of them from Sheridan. I mean, Sheridan College grew up more or less as we did. So there were animators coming out of Sheridan College who could come straight to us. So it was a really good relationship that we had with the college. A lot of really good animators, Robin Budd, Charlie Bonifacio, so many animators grew up with us.
And you've worked on a lot of projects. So which one is nearest and dearest to your heart?
I have to say it's rock and roll.
Amazing. Now you're still putting a lot of art out there in the world. Why don't you talk about what we're working on right now?
I have just finished a graphic novel called The Rather Unusual Adventures of Ice Cream Girl and Mr. Licorice.
So what's this about?
It's the story of a young man who has a very serious condition that causes him to see the world as a cartoon. Now, he didn't know who his father was, but he does discover that his father, in fact, was a cartoon character.
Okay.
So he has a cartoon gene.
I love that. That's brilliant.
And there's a character, Izanami, who shows up. She's from the Cartooniverse, and she's a scout, and she's here to try and encourage
him to find his cartoon powers?
To embrace his cartoonness, yes.
Amazing. I love that. I can't wait to read it. So where can we find you online and maybe buy this book?
Okay, we are online at icecreamgirl_comic book. That's our Instagram.
Right.
So just Google Ice Cream Girl and you will find, we'll go to the Instagram page, and you also go to Ice Cream Girl website.
Thank you so much, Clive. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
For Cosplay Alliance, I'm Bea.